The phone vibrated on the marble table. Once. Twice. Then it wouldn't stop. I was standing in my kitchen in Switzerland, glass walls open to a lake so still it looked fake. Snow rested on the mountains like a judgment that never melted. My phone kept lighting up. 71 missed calls. The last one came through anyway. Her voice cut in, sharp and careless. My daughter-in-law, loud enough to be overheard by people she wanted to impress. "If you want to join Thanksgiving," she said, laughing, "come wash the dishes." I stared at the reflection of my face in the glass. Older, calmer, untouched. "Enjoy," I replied. I ended the call. Then I sent a photo. The villa, the private road, the car with no plate anyone could trace. 3 seconds later, my phone started screaming again, 71 times. I didn't answer. Outside, the lake didn't ripple. Inside, nothing moved either. Because humiliation only hurts when you're still below the people who try to humiliate you. 5 years earlier, I lost everything. Not suddenly, not loudly. My company died slowly, drained from the inside by signatures I trusted and smiles I married. I applied for a job when the doors finally closed. One job, one last attempt to stay upright. The manager didn't even offer me a chair. He laughed, a soft laugh, the kind meant to teach you your place. "You're blacklisted," he said. "No one will hire you. Get out." I remember how clean his desk was, how confident his cruelty felt. I went home that night and watched my wife text someone with the phone angled away from me. She smiled without sound. The smile didn't belong to our house. I told myself I was imagining things. Men do that when the truth threatens to collapse the rest of their life. My son stopped meeting my eyes. My wife stopped asking questions. Money vanished faster than it should have. Betrayal doesn't announce itself. It seeps. And once it does, everything you love starts to smell wrong. I didn't confront anyone. I observed. I counted calls that ended when I entered rooms. I memorized patterns. I noticed how my former partner's calendar aligned perfectly with my wife's late yoga classes. I audited phone records under a corporate audit excuse. I hired a forensic accountant and never told him who the numbers belonged to. At night, I stared at the ceiling and argued with myself. You're paranoid. No, you're finally awake. The DNA test was the hardest part, not the process, the waiting. When the envelope arrived, I didn't open it immediately. I placed it on my desk and worked for 6 hours straight, calm, precise. The result didn't surprise me. The child wasn't mine. The betrayal wasn't emotional. It was logistical, planned, profitable. I learned how my company had been siphoned off piece by piece, how contracts had been redirected, how the manager who laughed at me had been paid to close doors. I smiled at family dinners. I kissed cheeks. I nodded. Inside, I was building something quieter than rage, an exit. I placed the DNA report on the table one evening. No introduction, no explanation. My wife opened it. Her hands shook. Her mouth didn't. She cried when she realized there was no argument left to make. I asked one question. How long did you think I'd stay blind? She collapsed into words, apologies, justifications, love suddenly rediscovered. I listened without reacting. Shock belongs to the guilty. I stood up, adjusted my sleeves, and said nothing else. I left that house with a single suitcase and my name intact. Some truths don't need to be screamed. They need to be acknowledged. The academy took 3 years to build. Selective admissions, brutal standards, education designed for people who understood power, not dreamed about it. Applications flooded in. One morning, his name appeared, the manager. I reviewed his file myself. His experience was impressive, his desperation more so. When he walked into my office, recognition drained the color from his face. He stood. I sat. I let the silence do the work. "You can join," I said calmly. "Facilities team. Thanksgiving event." He swallowed. "Dishes," I added. He nodded. Power doesn't need revenge speeches. It needs compliance. Later, I forwarded a photo of my Swiss villa to the family group chat. That's when my phone rang 71 times. I sit alone now, watching the lake erase its own reflections. I don't hate them. Hate requires attachment. They wanted comfort. I chose clarity. They wanted shortcuts. I built infrastructure. The man who laughed at me washes plates under my roof. The woman who mocked me begs for invitations she'll never receive. I didn't crush them with anger. I let them live beneath me. And that is the quietest, cruelest ending of all.